What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Whistle, episode 70. Big episode today, Nate, is NFL preview. We're back. We're fully
Heck
back.
yeah.
We were back, but we are like back. We'll be a little bit more back next week, but we're back. Like
So hyped.
there's college football. It's been going on today. Good games yesterday. That USF versus Boise State game. That was a good game to watch. I don't know if you watched that.
Not if you're a Boise State fan.
Oh yeah, well yeah, they're in shambles. That
It's okay. They're not the worst top 25 team of all time. That might be Florida State.
Last year that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're back, and I think today we got to talk about a few things. Definitely going to touch on the Micah Parsons deal that happened yesterday, but going to get some predictions as well. So yeah, I guess we'll start with the Micah trade. Nate, Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks, Kenny Clark, and then went on to sign a 4-year, $188 million contract. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty sure that makes him the highest paid player now in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. Puts him over TJ.
Defensive player.
Well, he's the highest paid non-QB now, I'm pretty sure.
Non-QB, yeah.
So, Micah Parsons, this is what we were talking about all basically summer long of the Myles. It started with Garrett. Garrett demanded a trade. He wanted to be the highest paid guy. He gets that. Then it's TJ Watt. He wants his new contract because he's due a contract. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Steelers get that done. He's the highest paid guy. And then after TJ got his contract, I literally said on this show, it was like, Micah Parsons probably celebrating right now. And then Jerry Jones wasn't coughing up the money. And now after this trade, good old Jerry Jones is going out saying, like, he had a deal there. He just didn't want to talk. Jerry Jones is an idiot. Like, this is
so on Jerry. This is so on Jerry.
Doing this a week before the season starts, I'm pretty
Terrible.
sure they're the first game of the year against the Eagles, too. It's that Thursday night football game next week. Yeah. And they traded their star player. The Dallas area traded 2 young players under 30 in their top 2 sports, basketball and football. Luka to the Lakers, Micah to the Packers. They traded 2 cornerstones to the city of Dallas away for, I guess, the biggest name is Anthony Davis or Kenny Clark. And Anthony Davis was hurt a lot. But we're going to focus on football here. Yeah. But this trade, I was at Texas Roadhouse with my parents when it happened. I looked up the TV. I was like, does that say what I think it says? Because I got lucky with my TV. They had the Boise State game. I had NFL Network. I look up. It says, it's Schefter on there saying, the Packers are acquiring and signing Micah Parsons. And in my head, it's like, that's a good fit for Micah Parsons. My buddy who is a Packers fan, it was his birthday yesterday. I said, happy birthday to you, I guess. And he was like, this is awesome stuff. This changed a lot of my predictions too, because the Packers, I think, are going to be, they were already a sneaky team, and they added one of the best defenders in the entire NFL, one of the best edge rushers in the entire NFL in Micah Parsons. I'm very curious what this means for the Cowboys. There's a lot of people thinking that Dak Prescott's probably going to be on the move. He's not going to be a Cowboy next season. They think he's going to be moved next. Wow. What does this mean for like guys like CeeDee Lamb? What does this mean for a prospective George Pickens contract? Because he's going to need one. Are they going? Is this the start finally of the downfall of the Jerry Jones led Cowboys? And I mean, they haven't won anything, but is this the start of where they're actually going to be trash? I don't think so, but it's like, this is, I think, where it can begin. You traded a guy who's, I think, 26 years old. He's still in his, like, arguably at the start of his prime. He's still a beast. He had that injury concern last year. It is what it is, but it's still Micah Parsons, Danny.
Yeah.
This guy is a beast. He's one of the best defenders in the National Football League. He is a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate. One of the best college prospects we've seen in a very long time. Coming out of college to be a stud in day one. And he's been able to do that. The Packers won this trade. I'm surprised that the Cowboys, they actually got a good player in return too, not including just picks. Kenny Clark isn't that bad. He's a good defensive tackle. He's going to be good. And Jerry Jones says he wants to help stop the run. I guess you're bolstering that, but then you just got rid of Micah Parsons, who's going to put pressure on the QB. I don't know. I think if you're an Eagles, Giants, or Commanders fan, you are celebrating so much you don't have to face Micah Parsons anymore. But if you are a Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings fan, or Chicago Bears fan, you are like, well, crap. He's still in the NFC, and now we have to play him twice a year. So my thoughts will always be, that was a little bit long-winded, but Jerry Jones is, as always, an idiot. He is dumb. Case in point, why owners should not be GMs. He's just stupid. Packers won this trade. They got their guy landed. I guess, like I say, the Packers are like a small market team, and they were able to do it. I don't really classify small markets in the NFL, but it's like Green Bay is not Los Angeles when it comes to size. But yeah, it's just they did this the week before the season. It's like you could have done this during the draft and it would have made a little bit more sense. This just felt forced. Like, correct. It felt really forced.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked. Weirdly, I mean, he did request a trade, but you saw Terry McLaurin request a trade, finds a deal. Trey Henderson requested that trade, finds a deal. After that, I was like, okay, I was very confident that Micah Parsons was going to be a Dallas Cowboy. Now, I know that he was very displeased there, and that it seemed, shit hit the fan there in Dallas. I think his, situation was different than like Terry McLaurin's, where he literally just didn't get a contract. Like, Jerry Jones was talking on panels about why he's not going to pay Micah Parsons because he was hurt last year, and how they verbally agreed on a contract. And back in his day, a handshake meant it was a done deal, stuff like that, which is just embarrassing. So I guess it was a little bit of a different circumstance than, the Trey Henderson and the Terry McLaurin's of the world, where the owner literally was not coming out on panels and being like, yeah, we don't, goodbye. Apparently Micah Parsons went back to the Cowboys and was like, listen, I will sign this deal right now with you guys. And they told him to either play his 5th year option or leave. That's what they told him. That's what he said. That's what he said they told him. So he left and he goes to Green Bay. This is huge for Green Bay's defense. I mean, Kenny Clark's good. 2 first-round picks is a lot, but here's the thing. Those 2 guys you draft in the first round, would you trade him for Micah? I mean, who'd the Steelers draft in the last 2 first rounds? We drafted
Troy Fautanu and Derek Harmon.
Would you trade those 2 guys for Micah Parsons? I mean,
no.
And you wouldn't?
Fautanu,
I wouldn't in a heartbeat.
Fautanu was hurt all last year with injury concerns. And I mean, it's Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is a known commodity.
I would trade them for Micah in a heartbeat.
But here's the thing about this trade that I don't like. The Packers are going to be a pretty good team next year. The Cowboys aren't getting a good draft pick. They're going to be in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. The Packers, it's the Cowboys. They had to do this though. I mean, it was trend of the Packers, and every more day this deal does not get done, the cheaper Micah Parsons gets, believe it or not, because teams know you're desperate. They know that, okay, Mike is clearly he's not suiting up for you guys week 1. He hasn't practiced. He's definitely not going to play week 1. Then his price gets cheaper. There were still some question marks if he was going to play. And that's why you had to get a deal done then, because he would have gotten cheap. You could have gotten Micah for a first-round pick in a corner. If it's week 5 and Micah still hasn't played, like, obviously he's not going to return to Dallas. You're not just going to let him sit there and not get anything for him. So that's why the deal I had to get done, I guess. His bridge was burnt though. I mean, Jerry Jones burnt that bridge for Micah Parsons. And it's rare you see a GM and player so in the limelight, disagree with each other and go back and forth. The stuff that Jerry Jones was saying was just unreal and super unprofessional.
He's stupid.
Yeah, he's weird, man. But this is a big win for the Packers. I mean, you get a top 3 defensive tackle in the league. And I mean, if TJ and Myles Garrett weren't so damn good, like, he would be easily the best in the league.
He's a deep point candidate every year.
Those 3 are interchangeable in my opinion. Now, I do think TJ is the best. I think Myles is the second best. And I think Parsons is the third best. A lot of people will tell you that it's Micah is the best. A lot of people say Myles Garrett. It's kind of a toss up. I'm biased, but yeah. So getting back to the Packers side of things, I mean, this makes them go from decent, good to watch out for the Packers. Yeah, I mean, the offense is super young. You got Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love's, he's dynamite, and you just drafted, Golden. This team it's young. It's going to be good. I like what the Packers are doing. I think they're going to be good this year. Did they overpay Micah Parsons? That was a question. Micah Parsons, it's a 4-year, $108 million contract. I mean, did we expect him to not sign a deal? He was definitely, there was no question that it was going to be more than what TJ got. That's the standard now. The next time Miles up for a contract, it will be the best. It's just gonna keep going. Eventually, these contracts are going to be $700 million a year.
Here's my thing about the NFL contracts. Like, I understand why people will say overpaid, underpaid. The cap goes up every single year, so contracts are going to go up every single year. Someone's going to break this Micah Parsons contract record, and we're going to say Micah Parsons is underpaid. Then we're going to say TJ and Miles are underpaid. Max Crosby, you're underpaid. So it's going to change every year. When the next QB gets his big contract, we'll be like, oh, come on. Here's two things before we move on. I don't know if you have any other closing thoughts about this, because I agree with you. The Packers, they got a lot better. They were already pretty solid. I always compared them to the Steelers. This might have put them a little bit above the Steelers on Micah Parsons. That's pretty dang good. But whenever I when I was on Twitter yesterday, I saw two things. The first one was the joke of, how the Mavericks traded Luka, they got Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Do you think Jerry Jones thinks Archie Manning's actually going to be in this draft and he's trying to?
You got Dak. I'd rather have Dak than Archie Manning. Call me crazy.
I don't think Jerry Jones knows Archie Manning's not going to be in the next year's draft. It's already come out saying he's probably staying in college. And as well as, like I said earlier, a lot of people think that Dak is not going to be a Cowboy next year.
I think Dak's a Cowboy for life.
You think he's a Cowboy for life?
I mean,
I could see it, but I could also see Jerry Jones saying, you know what? I'm not pleased with what we've been getting. Even per se, Dak has another injury-riddled year, down from what you're expecting, especially with CD and Pickens.
I'm very high on the Cowboys this year. Very high.
You're still high on them. I mean, I think they're still going to be in the mix, but their division's rough. We'll get to that in a second. But my second question is this: this is I'm on the ESPN site, and it's just Cam Newton talking about this, I guess. And you know what? I agree. I'm happy Cam Newton brought this up, because Dallas fans are going through it, and I don't feel bad for them at all, by the way. I do not like Dallas. I don't think a lot of us like Dallas. Do you think, which is the biggest loss for the city of Dallas, Luka or Micah? Luka. That's what I'm thinking too. But the thing with this, Micah, you could argue he's at the start of his prime. His prime is in his prime. The prime is in the prime right now. I don't know how else to explain it. When he's healthy, he's healthy. Now, did the Packers give up a lot? I think they could have gave up. I think the Cowboys could have tried to get some more, maybe a third-round pick added to it a year later. I'm happy they at least got first-round picks, but like I'm saying, the Packers picks aren't going to be good picks. If they would have traded Micah to a team I don't know, the Bears might have given you a top 15 pick. And that could have made the Bears a better team. But I'm not the Packers GM. Good for them, though. This is my case in point. This will be Jerry Jones rant number 1. We'll probably have a lot of these during this season. This is why owners should not be GMs. This is an old man not knowing what he's doing. I think a lot of Cowboys fans share that sentiment. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts before we get into our big predictions that we like to do?
No, I think it's I like the trade. Obviously, if you're a Packers fan, you love this trade.
Yeah. I know a lot of them are happy. They were going crazy. NFC North, though, not as happy. So yeah, you want to get into these predictions now?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to start with?
So how we do this, if you're new to the channel, we did this last year as well. We go each division, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We go to our MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and then both the Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Years. And then we go through our 1 through 7 seeds, who makes the playoffs. And at the end, we will pick our Super Bowl. And coming to look at this, I've yet to make my Super Bowl. So as we talk, I'll make my Super Bowl pick. Do we want to start in the AFC East and just discuss it a little bit and then give our picks? Or do we each want to give our picks and then our reasoning?
We'll start in the AFC East.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first or me?
I mean, yeah, I think this is clear. It's the Bills.
Yeah. So I'll let you go first. What's your 1 through 4 and why?
So I like Bills. I don't like the glaze the Patriots this year. Like they were all right last year. Like they got Diggs. They didn't take a big jump. I don't love what's going on there. I like Mike Vrabel as head coach, but to me, it's Bills, Dolphins. I think are like Tyreek Hill was out a lot last year. People act like he regressed significantly. He was hurt the whole year, and Tua was hurt the whole year. They stunk last year because the injuries. Now Devon Achane is, we don't know what's going on with him, but they got Ollie Gordon, right? And I know we're just talking about offense. Their defense is not that good as well. I mean, didn't they sign Matthew Judon?
I think so.
They just signed Matthew Judon.
They just got rid of Jabril Peppers. If you're talking about the Patriots, they just got rid of him.
Pass got rid of Jabril Peppers. Yeah, but he's kind of washed. I think it's Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets. Phonetically, how it goes. Like it's the Jets are gonna suck again. They're gonna suck.
And it's crazy. I think we're all forgetting. Like I forgot too. Like until I'm looking at the roster, the Bills added Joey Bosa. So if he's healthy,
he's not a needle mover. No.
If he's healthy, though, that's a good addition to the Bills. My thing with the Bills, I wish they would have went out and got a true number one wide receiver, like a true. This is the guy. Right now, it's Khalil Shakir. If I'm going my 1 through 4, I have the Buffalo Bills as your AFC's champions. I have the Patriots second, Dolphins third, Jets fourth, and this is why I'm not falling for the Dolphins again, man. I had them in the Super Bowl last year. I said that on this show.
Yeah,
I fell for it. I always do. I hope I'm wrong because I want to see the Dolphins succeed because I think they're a team that any team can beat in the playoffs, especially when it's cold outside. So if you're a fan of like us, like the Steelers, if we match up with the Dolphins, it's like, ooh, let's have a home game there because they don't know how to play in the snow or anything lower than 30 degrees. So that's what worries me about the Dolphins because they have a couple of those East Coast games away this year. Patriots, I'm kind of buying in.
I'm not.
I'm 50-50. I'll just spoil it now. I don't have them making the playoffs, even though they're number 2 in this division. But yeah, I got Bills, Pats, Dolphins, Jets. You want me to start AFC North?
Do it.
Okay, so AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens in first. I don't think that's a surprise. I have the Steelers in second, the Cincinnati Bengals in third, and the Cleveland Browns in fourth. We have our own Steelers show, so we're not going to dive into that as deep as we usually do. You can go check out our Steelers predictions. I'll just go with why I picked the Ravens. Oh, this Ravens team is going to be good, Danny. Like it's one of these teams. Like as a fan of the Lurs, I'm nervous. Lamar is an MVP candidate about every year. They basically got him and Derrick Henry as the running backs. You got a dynamic wide receiver room. They have D-Hop still. They still have Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers. I'm hoping, I don't hope, but I was thinking like the Ravens could have tried to add another, like they could have went all in and maybe said, let's get another wide receiver. But they used that money elsewhere. They just gave Kyle Hamilton a big contract, one of their young safeties. Good for him. This Ravens team is going to be good. I really think they are. The Steelers, their defense is good. Their offense still can be question marks, but I have them ahead of the Bengals just because the Bengals defense, what we saw last year, are they going to be as bad this year? That Trey Hendrickson got that 1-year little deal to keep them happy for a little bit. But what keeps the Ravens what keeps the Bengals in it is, of course, Burrow, Jamar, T. Higgins. Nothing shocking about that. And then the Browns, I think they're going to be actually one of the worst teams in the league this year. Their QB situation is a mess. So that's my AFC North.
Yeah, I have the same predictions as you. I was shocked you went Steelers second. I have Ravens at first. I think they might be even the number 1 seed in the AFC. I got Steelers second, Bengals at third, and the Browns in last place. I mean, oh, geez, excuse me. I think this is a clear one, to me at least. Ravens are far and wide the best team in the AFC North. Steelers, I think, aren't. That Steelers are going to be all right this year. They're not going to be good. They're not going to be bad. They're going to do the same thing they always do. They're going to squeak by 10-7, whatever, 6-7. But Bengals, I think, are the biggest question mark in this division. They're going to have one of the best offenses in the league this year. I mean, Chase Brown was a monster last year. You got Jamar, you got Trey Hendrickson back, but that defense is just so garbage. It is maybe the worst in the NFL, the Bengals defense. It is literally disgusting how bad that defense is. And they did not upgrade it whatsoever except for re-signing Trey Henderson. If I was the Bengals, I wouldn't have hated letting Trey walk a while ago, trading him and getting cap back and just spending on other defensive assets. You have nothing but Trey Henderson. That is it.
Yeah.
That's why it's going to be a big year for Ja'Marr Chase fantasy owners and the Bengals offense. They're going to set all these kinds of records again because they're going to be back on the field they're going to score a lot of points this year just because they're going to be playing keep up a lot. Then you look at the Browns. They are going to, I think this is the worst team in the NFL. I mean, their wide receiver room, Jerry Jeudy being your best receiver. He had a good year last year. You have no running backs. I just made a TikTok about it, but Quinshon Judkins has not signed his rookie contract yet.
Yeah.
So it's Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson has looked bad. He has not looked good in the preseason. Njoku, I think, is your best player on offense. Like, I think David Njoku is your best player on offense. Not saying a lot. I do
Jerry
like
Jeudy?
Njoku. I don't think Judy's to me. Like Steve Smith said, like I'm with Steve Smith there, but Cleveland sucks, Nate. They suck like bad.
You got rid of Kenny, man.
They're just always a mess. I know, so I can hate on them even more. I'm very excited about that.
KP 15 with the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders Super Bowl. Woo. Yeah. I think this is a decent. I'm confident about these first two divisions. Like, I think we got them like pretty locked up.
Yeah. I'll say this about Joe Burrow before we move on really quick. I said it like last year when the MVP talks were happening. If the Bengals made the playoffs, he would have been my MVP pick.
Yeah.
Like, he was by far statistically wise, him and Ja'Marr Chase were tearing things up. But I think he didn't win MVP because he didn't make the playoffs. Now, he probably could have still won MVP if you voted based off of stats. But of course, it was Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson lighting the world on fire in the postseason. But yeah, I think when we get to the MVP picks, he's not my pick, but he's up there. But I'll let you start since I started that one. You can go AFC West or AFC South. Take your pick.
I'll go AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans. So this is the biggest toss-up division, I think, in the NFL. I really do. I think there's a chance that anyone could win this division. And that sounds crazy because you think, the Texans are clear and cut, going to win this division. Are they? I like the Texans defense a lot. I think it's a very good defense, one of the best in the NFL. I would like to see a jump from Will Anderson defensively. The Colts are bad, man. They just benched Richardson, which, I'm a big Richardson guy, but he stunk. You got weapons there. They got a young offense. Their defense is questionable. The Jags leveled up a little bit. They got Travis Hunter, but how big of a needle mover is he going to be? And I don't know, man. Cam Ward is on the Titans, number 1 overall pick. Dog in high school not in high school, in college at Miami. He's a beast, man. So I think when I look at this division, I think the Texans win it, but I'm not too confident in that. And I think the Jags are in second place, but they're tied for second. I think it's like they have the same record as the Titans.
You got the Colts.
I think the Titans have a good year this year. And I know that's crazy because they were the worst team in the league last year, one of the worst teams. They're good. Like, I believe in Cam Ward. He's getting no hype. And a very similar situation to what happened with Jaden Daniels last year. I mean, just a dog in college, not a mouthy guy. You kind of forget about him, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, this guy's craft, right? Everyone was talking about Caleb Williams last year, how he's the truth, and then Jaden Daniels comes out and just puts him to shame. I can see that from Cam Ward. I think that he's going to be a sneaky. When's the last time we've had a first-round pick get this little spotlight? Like, literally never. It just never happens.
Shedeur Sanders got all of it.
Shadusi it was drafted in the fifth, sixth round,
and he's the Browns' third-string quarterback.
He's the third-string quarterback, getting more coverage than the number 1 overall pick. It's crazy, and I love that for Cam Ward. So I have the Jags tied for second with the Titans tied for second with the Jags, and then I have the Colts being a bad team. Daniel Jones sucks at football, and the Colts. I think Richardson's gonna end up playing the back half of this season, there's two situations. I know this sounds very like, okay, obviously, the Colts are either gonna be like the Vikings last year, and Daniel Jones is gonna have a resurgence like Sam Darnold had. I could totally see him having just like a crazy year. But on the other hand, my brain, like that's kind of my heart. My brain tells me, no, this team sucks. You got Michael Pittman, you got Downs, defense is bad.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, JT, you got Tyler Warren now. Like the offense has pieces for sure, but I think they're just not going to be that good. This is my last place team. So I got Texans, Jags, Titans. I think the Jags will have the tiebreaker over the Titans. So I think in order it will go Jags or Texans, Jags, Titans, Colts. There we go. Sorry.
So you could say you're banking on trusting quarterbacks to win this division, especially the Daniel Jones thing. I have almost the same as you. I have the Houston Texans winning it. I think they're probably the best team in this division, but like you said, feels closer. I have the Colts in second place, but it's kind of interchangeable. Like they could easily finish last. I have the Jaguars third, Titans fourth. I think it's going to be a jumbled mess. I think the Texans also might not clinch until the final 2 weeks because I think this division might feel like the NFC South usually does. It's a lot of below 500, and then one team just edges them all out in the divisional play. But like as you were talking, I'm not changing my order. I'm going to stick with it. But if I were to change one thing, I would probably move the Jaguars up to second because I have their depth chart up right now. The theme with the Jaguars and a lot of fans, you could say, is banking on Trevor Lawrence. Like this is a huge year for Trevor Lawrence. This is the year to figure out, is he actually going to be a guy? Because we've been every year we have the same conversation. Oh, this is the year Trevor Lawrence is going to break out. No, this is the year Trevor Lawrence is going to break out and be the guy he was at Clemson. Have we seen that yet? No. We've hardly seen it. You have Brian Thomas Jr. has cemented himself as a top wide receiver in this league for a lot of people. You have Travis Hunter, who you just drafted. You traded up to draft ahead of the Cleveland Browns to get that one. Diami Brown, also very solid little wide receiver too. They have in there Travis Etienne Jr. I know you're kind of iffy on him a little bit. I'm kind of 50-50 on Etienne Jr. Their defense that is kind of scares me a little bit. There is some things that they could maybe work on. But like it's if Trevor Lawrence clicks, they could give the Texans a run for their money. The reason I'm keeping them in third though is the Colts I think have better weapons on offense. And I completely see where you're going at with the Vikings comparison with the Colts because per se, the Colts have Sam Darnold-esque thing for Daniel Jones. That would be something. I just don't think that is going to happen. But if it does, we lost Danny. Oh, there he is. He's back. But if the Colts, like the Daniel Jones thing, I get what you're saying about him and Sam Darnold comparisons because, of course, Daniel Jones is going to be a free agent at the end of this year too. But I think Daniel Jones has a lot better weapons, like a collection of weapons to use, like especially Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren's going to have a big year. He's a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year, in my opinion. But I think he's not my pick. But I think...
You mean Offensive Rookie or Offensive Player of the Year?
Oh, Rookie of the Year, not Player of the Year. I am going to take the Colts over the Jaguars just because I need to see it from Trevor Lawrence to believe it. I want to believe it, but like I said, the last time we saw Trevor Lawrence do anything good, they blew a playoff game.
I like the coaching change. I mean, you saw what he did with Baker Mayfield in Tampa, and I think he's a quarterback whisperer, man.
I hope he is. Like, I want to see Trevor Lawrence succeed. Like, he could be a top QB in this league if the hype is real, and it's taking a while to unlock. Like, we saw the Browns gave up on Baker Mayfield, who's the exact same type of guy, like hyped up like Trevor Lawrence, and Baker Mayfield took 4 teams to figure it out. Trevor Lawrence isn't a Baker Mayfield, but we'll see. I guess I'll kick things off with the AFC West. I don't think this is a surprise. I have the Chiefs at number 1, Broncos 2, Chargers 3, Raiders 4. Yeah. I don't really have much to add here. I think the Broncos are actually going to be a very dangerous team this year. They are a dark horse, in my opinion. Like, they are my sleeper team to have like this crazy wild card, upset teams in the playoffs type of season. I think the Broncos are going to be a pesky one. because they have two guys. They have basically a two-headed monster, I like to say, on the defensive side of the ball. Let me pull up their depth chart really quick. They just have a reigning defensive player of the year. They got Pat Surtain. They got Nick Bonito. They have like other guys, DJ Jones, Zach Allen. They have a lot of guys on that defense that are scary to go up against, especially Surtain II, one of the best corners, if not the best corner in all of football. Bo Nix, you knew I was really high on him last year. He lived up to it. I was really happy with that little preseason prediction I had. I think this is a big year 2 for Bo Nix. I'm kind of wishing, if you were a Broncos fan, they could have went out and actually added another wide receiver, like a good wide receiver, because right now it's just Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims Jr. Maybe you add something like that at the trade deadline or like free agency before the season starts, but I don't think we're going to see a lot more action because you have to get acquainted to the playbook and stuff. The running back room as well. This was a fit for like Amarian Hampton. A lot of people had.
Yeah.
But their starter is J.K. Dobbins. So that's kind of holding them back, I think, from the Chiefs, because the Chiefs offense, it's the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, Mahomes, Xavier Worthy. You still have Rashee Rice coming out of suspension in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. And the Chargers, I think you could easily flip-flop the Chargers, Broncos, and the Raiders will be last place.
I don't hate that. I've heard from a few people that they got the Broncos in first place here, Nate.
That's fair.
I think that's ridiculous. Honestly, I have Kansas City Chiefs. Duh. It's like literally, this would be like taking another team to beat the Patriots back in their prime. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, Gronk's old this year. Oh, Brady's washed. Oh, Mahomes is washed. Oh, Kelsey's too old. Like, dude, shut up.
It reminds me of the Dolphins fans thinking they could finally beat the AFC.
It's the Chiefs. It's always been the Chiefs. It will always be the Chiefs. Second place. Now, I will give the Broncos the credit they deserve, but man, that defense is really good. That defense is really, really good, Nate. And I think they're a second place team. And I thought putting the Chargers at second. I love Herbert. He's like probably my favorite quarterback in the league, behind Kenny Franchise, 2 glove Super Bowl champion Pickett, who is a Raider now. We'll get to that. But Ladd McConkey, cool. Morgan Hampton, all right. But that defense, man, I just don't think it's, Derwin James is regressed. I think they're a good team. But it's a really good second place team in the Broncos, and I don't think they're better than the Broncos. So I got Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are going to be trash, tragic, trash, terrible. I mean, Amari Cooper's their wide receiver 1 right now. Jacoby Myers has requested trade and is sitting out.
If he gets traded.
Hey, you think we'll get a contract? I mean, maybe.
I think they'll give in.
Yeah. Or he's a Steeler. I don't know. Apparently, there's supposed to be groundbreaking Steelers news today, but that never happened.
Oh, yeah. I did not see that. But I don't think the Raiders are going to be complete dumpster fire.
But they suck. Genty, sure, he was good in college. But, Nate, he has the offensive line of, Gannon.
Yeah, it just depends what you believe in Geno Smith to get them 7 wins. Like,
no.
How bad do you how many wins for the Raiders?
Oh, I really want to say 6, 7. So bad.
I don't care.
4.
I think it is 6 to 7. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, no, this is a 4-win team. They suck. They're trash.
I think they're worse.
They'll beat the Chiefs and like the Broncos, and like they'll beat like some other crack team, and then they'll beat like the Giants. They're not good. Defense sucks. They have no offense at all. And Brock Bowers, cool. I'm happy for you. Nice. Brock Bowers is your wide receiver 1. But man, how about this? If Kenny Pickett's playing, this is the 12-win team.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl. If he takes at least 1 snap, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Never gonna lose if Kenny's. I love Kenny. If you're watching, I'm trying to find a place that can get me a Kenny Pickett Eagles Super Bowl jersey. I'm trying.
Just get one custom.
That. I know, but I can't find one with the patch, man.
Oh,
but it's not from.
You might have to buy the patch separately.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do all that.
You don't. Yeah, you'll have to stitch it or iron it on.
Yeah,
don't want to do that. But yeah, That's the AFC. You want to do the NFC now?
Yeah, let's get to the NFC East. I'll let you take control on this one because mine might shock you.
Okay, so my NFC East, I'll start it off with my first place team. I have the Philadelphia Eagles. It's still going to be pedal to the metal in Philadelphia. Reigning Offensive Player of the Year in Saquon Barkley. They got Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert on the offense, Jahan Dotson again, who was added. They have other guys on defense. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith Jr., Zach Bond, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. They have a little bit tougher competition, though, in my second place team, the Washington Commanders. I have them at number 2. Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to have a great year, too. Now, a lot of people are worried. I've had some conversation with people that I'm like, my buddies are like, do you think Jaden Daniels could have like that CJ Stroud-esque like year 2 sophomore slump? That honestly has me a little bit worried thinking about it. I don't think he will. They got the Terry McLaurin thing done. Good for them. Number 3, I still have the Cowboys. I think they could still finish with I think they should still finish with a winning record. I would think so. The Cowboys scream for some reason based off what they did last year with injuries that they had to deal with and like still some guys even playing. They scream 9-8 or 10-7, but I think they're not making the playoffs. And then I had the Giants in last. I think now here's a question about the Giants. When does Jackson Dart play? Because you have Russell Wilson starting, and I would assume it's Jackson Dart, then Winston, or it's Winston, then Dart. I'll say this, and I'll ask you this question too. What week do you have Jackson Dart being the guy? Like, is it by week? Like, is the over-under week 9? Danny disappeared for a second. But yeah, like I feel like the over-under for Jackson Dart starts might be week 9 of the season. And looking at the Giants depth chart, what they have now, you got it is Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston. So that's the question, is if you are wanting to bet on Jackson Dart being the guy by week 9. But yeah, the Giants also have some other guys that I don't think the Giants are going to be complete garbage, but I don't think they're going to be good. I'm curious to see what Russ, we got to see him last year with the Steelers, but I'm curious to see what Russ can do with a guy in Malik Neighbors. There's a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton's been 50-50. I got Steeler legend Gunnar Olszewski as well in the wide receiver room. And then the big guy they have, of course, Abdul Carter on the defensive side of the ball. He's going to be a dog. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this division looks like, especially at the top of it. That's my NFC East. When Danny pops back up, we'll get to him. There he is. But yeah. Oh, you're muted.
I was lagging. Sorry,
you're good.
I was throwing a quarter zip. It was cool.
I don't know if you heard what I said, but that's my NFC East. What's your over/under on Jackson Dart starting? Is it week 9?
I don't hate that at all.
What do you think?
You know, I like Russ, man. I think he's a good quarterback, but you didn't draft Jackson Dart for him to not play this year. So Russ is in a weird situation. But I think Russ is going to play well, and then they're going to be like, okay, the second this guy screws up after like week 8, if Russ has 2 bad games, he's done. He's cooked.
You think that quick?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I just think this Eagles team, they hardly lost anyone. So like it's like I can't bet against them. That's my picks.
So you got the Eagles winning the division back-to-back. First time that's happened in a while, Nate.
Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. The Eagles, their depth chart is just nuts, especially on defense. Let's hear it.
I'm going to work from the back because I feel like this division is very interesting. So last place in this division, it's a bad division, or it's Nate. It used to be the worst in the league. Now it's not too bad. Listen, the Giants could be good, but they're my last place team, right? I think that they're not going to be good, Nate. I don't love the Giants here. I don't know. I'm just going to go to who's winning my division, Nate. Nah, I won't. In third place, I got the Commanders, actually.
Okay.
The Commanders, I think we're not going to see a regression in Jaden Daniels, but I don't think that defense is going to be as good as it was last year. There's a lot of question marks with this team. You know, Jacory Krosky, I think is his name, is the running back one. I don't love the running back room. They got Terry McLaurin, but like, I don't know. I really like the Commanders. I really do. But I just don't think that they're gonna finish there. I think they're gonna have a down year. There could be an injury that comes, and I'm putting them there. I'll go to who wins the division now because it's interesting, right? It's Eagles or the Cowboys. Nate. Micah Parsons is gone. He's done. He's out of town. The Eagles just won a Super Bowl. They got the offensive player of the year. They've got a stacked defense, the best offensive line in football, one of the best defensive lines in football, one of the best defenses, period. They got great safeties. They've got good corners, good linebackers. They've got one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. But Nate, I got a feeling.
Oh boy,
give me the Dallas Cowboys to win the division. And Nate, not only win this division, I have the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
There's no way.
Yes way. My pick of the year. Now, I had this pick before Micah was gone. I'm still riding it though. I think this offense is going to be electrifying. Dak Prescott, coming off an injury, is going to have the best year of his career. CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year, incoming. And my guy, George Pickens, wide receiver 2. This is the best wide receiver room in the NFL with Kevon Thurman as your wide receiver 3. You got a good tight end. Your running back situation is terrible. It's one of the worst. I think we'll see them end up trading for a running back. But Nate, I have the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, winning this division. No team has won it back-to-back in some years, so I can't pick the Eagles. Give me the Dallas Cowboys winning this division and the Super Bowl. How about that? How about that?
I can't agree. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Crazy. It's crazy.
I respect your take. I respect the bit putting on the jersey.
They're doing it. I'm not even a Cowboys fan. People probably think I'm a Cowboys fan.
Do you trust them to stay healthy?
Yes.
Do you trust Jerry Jones not to be an idiot?
No.
Then there's your answer. The Cowboys are not winning the Super Bowl. He's going to do some stupid move like trading Micah Parsons with a week left to go until the opening of the season.
I just got a weird feeling. I got a weird feeling about them boys this year, Nate.
I respect your opinion.
Feeling, man.
I'm not going to agree with your opinion, but I respect your opinion. That's what the prediction show is for. It's for crazy takes. It's a respectable take. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I got the Eagles in second place, Super Bowl champions.
That's fair.
They're an injury away from being a second place team, but if they're healthy, they could repeat. And
same with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are an injury away from being a fourth place team.
The Cowboys are an injury away from being the worst team in the league.
You saw what happened last year.
That receiver room. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. CeeDee and George Pickens, 2 of the best pass catchers in the NFL on the same team.
I hate Pickens in a Cowboys jersey. He should still be a Steeler.
I love Dak too this year. I'm very high on Dak.
Okay, let's move on to the NFC North. I'll let you start since you're on a high.
Yeah, winning this division.
Interesting.
Give me the Green Bay Packers. I had this before they got Micah Parsons. I'm going to stick with it. Man, oh man, do I like the Packers this year. I think Jordan Love takes that jump we've been waiting to see him take for a while now. And I think they got some dogs on that team, Nate. Romeo Doubs has been bad. I like their wide receiver room. I like Golden, the new rookie. I forget. They got some other good receivers. I'm blanking on their names right now, which is pretty bad.
Christian Watson, I guess.
Christian Watson's terrible. No. He's not one of the guys I'm excited to see.
Let me pull up their depth chart so I can read them.
Let me. There's the one guy who I'm blanking on, number 11.
You got Jaden Reed.
Romeo Doubs.
Jaden Reed, Datavion Wick.
Listen,
Matthew
I like
Golden,
that.
Romeo
I like this
Doubs.
wide receiver room. I think it's one of the most slept on in the NFL. If Jaden Reed can figure it out, they'll be good. Matthew Golden, I'm excited to see him. Romeo Doubs, Tucker Kraft, I like. Is Micah Parsons on this depth chart yet? No, he's not. Oh yeah, he is.
Yes, he is. Right edge.
He is. What numbers? Has he picked the number yet? No number.
I think he's rocking either. It said he tweeted
0
something
or
about
1.
0 or
0
1.
would be so tough.
Double
I love
zeros?
0. No, just 0. Agent 0. That'd be so fire.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got the Packers winning this division, man. Especially with Micah now, it's going to be a gauntlet. I think that the Lions' schedule beats them up a little bit. It's a hard schedule for the Lions, and that, like, I feel like the Lions are on borrowed time for some reason, even though they're such a young team. But I just have a weird feeling that, like, they are one fork in the road from just being a disaster. Amon-Ra goes down. Like that offense is dependent on them all being there, right? In my opinion, you got Laporta, you got, Amon-Ra, Gibbs and Monty. Like, that's Goff. Like, that's a really, really good offense. One of the best in the NFL. But I feel like Amon-Ra goes down, you're cooked. Gibbs goes down, you're cooked. Monty can go down, you'll be fine. Goff goes down, your season's over. And, like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's kind of obvious and redundant there, but, like, I just think the Packers are just going to be better this year. I don't think the Lions are necessarily going to be bad. I think the Packers are going to be better. And then I got the Vikings in third place. JJ Mack is going to be, like, solid. He's not going to be good, actually. He's going to be like,
Mid.
And, with Jefferson, it's going to be tough. I mean, they were a very good team last year, Nate. And if they show any sort of signs of that, I think that JJ McCarthy has to somehow get them at least 6 or 7 wins. And the Chicago Bears, I think, are going to be god-awful trash. I think Caleb Williams stinks still.
Yeah, you're a hater.
And I've been a hater of him since he was at USC. I back on our radio show, I would always talk about it. I just don't think he's good. He breaks the pocket too much. I'm not a fan. Yeah, that's my last place team. So I got Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears. Oh my.
I have Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. So we just flip-flopped our 1 and 2. The Lions, it's interesting. I looked at their schedule. The first game of the year is Lions, Packers. They play September 7th. That is both their opener. It's 4:25. It's the primetime CBS game. That is going to be a great football game. I am really excited to see a healthy Aiden Hutchinson versus a healthy Micah Parsons. That could be the telling game of who honestly is the head of this division. But the Lions, man, I think, like you said, they could be an injury away. I still like their roster, what they have. Jared Goff, I like. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery was a great duo last year. David Montgomery, I think, surprised a lot of people last year, including myself. I was not expecting that out of him. Amon-Ra, great underrated wide receiver. He's now one of the best in football. Jameson Williams, another guy. Khalif Raymond, Sam Laporta. They have I think it's a very solid O-line, headlined by Penei Sewell. Aiden Hutchinson, healthy. I'm excited for him. I'm taking the Lions to win. They went 15-2 last year for a reason. They have to win it, though, soon. Because, like you said, they are on borrowed time, and I actually kind of agree with that. Because I'm worried about Jared Goff becoming the Jared Goff of old.
Yes.
But this seems like the perfect fit for a Jared Goff type. They have a solid coach in Dan Campbell that believes in the system he has built in Detroit. The Packers, I really as well like their roster as well. The Vikings, I want to add this about them. The Vikings tricked us last year. We both have them being awful, and then they go 14-3.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not putting them in last, because I don't want to fall for that again. The Vikings could still pull out a 9-8, 10-7 season. Or they're just crazy and go 14-3 again somehow with Jake, because they have Justin Jefferson. You don't need a good quarterback. Just you threw Sam Darnold in there and he made them go 14-3. Now Sam Darnold's going to be tested with the Seahawks and he might be exposed, of course. And you know what? I'm rooting for him, but I think the Vikings are third, Bears are fourth. I don't think they're going to be garbage, but this could be a division where every team could be above 500. The Bears could finish last at 9-8. The Vikings could finish last at 9-8. The Bears could also finish last at like 7-10. That might be their floor, in my opinion, or their ceiling, 7-10, or 6-11. But I think this is going to be a very good division. Yes, yeah, whatever. I think this is going to be a good division. I guess as we move on, I'll kick things off with the NFC West then. This is an interesting one. We were both really high on the Cardinals last year. I'm not as high on them right now. I'm not really happy with what they did this offseason. This division could go any way. We saw last year the Niners finished horribly. They had so many injuries. And you saw the Seahawks got rid of Geno. They bring in Sam Darnold. They got rid of DK Metcalf. Kanan Jackson. I'm going to say Kanan Smith, like the guy who's on the Pirates. Jackson Smith and Jigba is their number one now. Because of this, the NFC West, my 1 through 4 is the Rams. The 49ers I have at number 2. I think they're going to be better this year. The Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. I want to believe in the Cardinals. I really want them to be good. But let me pull up their depth chart really quick because they worry me a bit. Because, like I said, I don't think they did enough, especially on the defense side of the ball. Kyler Murray, James Conner, Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, Zay Jones is your wide receivers and running backs. Trey McBride, I'm a big fan of Trey McBride. Love what I see from him. The defense, though, kind of scares me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I think holds them back. This could be a division where all 3 teams, if they're all good enough, could all be like, you could have 4 playoff teams. They could steal all the wild card spots. That would be crazy because then that would rob the Lions or Packers or the Cowboys or Eagles.
True.
I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going like the Rams. They just added Devontae Adams. They got a lot of other names. Let me pull up their chart really quick before we move on to your picks. The Los Angeles Rams, I still like them with Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell. I think that's a very solid 1-2-3 punch. You got rid of Cooper Kupp, which is now on the Seahawks, who he is now on the Seahawks. So they replaced DK Metcalf with Cooper Kupp, which I don't want to say it's a downgrade, but it's a different style of wide receiver. Will Cooper Kupp thrive with a Sam Darnold? That makes me wonder because Cooper Kupp is a guy that literally has a triple crown. It makes me wonder, like, what is going to happen in Seattle with him? But, like, the defense as well, I like a lot of the names they got on there as well. So I'm taking the Rams to win this division. Move on to you.
This division to me is a little trickier, Nate.
That's what I'm thinking.
Listen, it's a toss-up, but I got the Niners winning this division.
Good bounce back.
Yeah, I think that, they still have their pieces. I feel like the ship's falling apart a little bit, but I like their chances better than the Rams just because, the Stafford injury is putting a lot of question marks in my mind. Is Matthew Stafford going to be healthy this year? It seems like they're trying to cover up this injury, kind of like what happened with CMC last year at the beginning of the year. And then all of a sudden he's out for week 1, week 4, it's all the way up to that. And then, so he's out for yada, yada, yada. McCaffrey went to Germany to get his knee fixed. So who knows? Or his Achilles, whatever, his leg worked on, whatever. The Seahawks to me are a 3rd place team, and I got the Cardinals in last place. I think the Cardinals just can't find it yet. And it's going to raise a lot of questions. Is Kyler Murray the guy? Is Marvin Harrison a bust? People are going to start talking. It's time for James Conner to go. Trey Benson needs, limelight. Trey McBride, get him some help. People are going to be like, oh, get McBride some help, yada, yada, yada.
Marv.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals have pieces, but I don't see them. They're not a better team than the Seahawks, Niners, or Rams. So in my order, I got Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'll add this about the Niners too. CMC, you got to hope he's healthy all year because he's had some injury concerns. And they also made some moves too. They just traded for Brian Robinson Jr. to be their running back too from the Commanders. And then previously in the offseason, they traded Deebo Samuel to the Commanders. So Deebo Samuel's now gone. And their wide receiver room is Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Russell Gage Jr. along with Sky Moore. So their wide receiver room kind of took a hit. I'm very intrigued to see what happens there. I'll let you kick things off with our last division, the NFC South, one of the worst divisions in football.
All right, let's do it. This is the worst division of football. I'm just going to rapid fire this. I got the Falcons winning this division. This is a feel thing. I got Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints. Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL this year. It's going to be them and the Browns, the worst team in the NFL. I want to see the Panthers succeed. That's why I'm kind of picking this. So, yeah, that's it, I guess.
I'll be different. I have the Bucks, Falcons. Let me find Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. I think the Bucks are better than the Falcons by a couple games. The Bucks roster, Danny, I think it's very good. Yeah. I really like it, especially they're healthy.
Not ridiculous.
Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving lit the world on fire. Rachaad White. Looking at their wide receiver room, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin Jr., and Mika Ibuka, who is a big guy in the draft a lot of people liked. That's a solid 1, 2, 3, especially if they're all healthy. I know Godwin was taken off the PUP list. He is questionable. I'm wondering if he is going to play. I kind of hope he does because I have him. Was able to land him in all my fantasy leagues because no one was picking Chris Godwin. I said, screw it, I'm picking Chris Godwin. But Baker Mayfield has unlocked fully, I think, in Tampa. And this is, I think, their division to lose. When I look at the Atlanta Falcons, because I think those are the only two teams worth talking about. Mm-hmm. The Panthers just traded Adam Thielen. I'm rooting for Bryce Young. Don't get me wrong. I think we all are. He came back, started winning games. And the Saints, I agree. They're going to be complete crap. That might be the worst team in all football. They got Spencer Rattler starting. But the Falcons, of course, Bijan Robinson gets a lot of hype. Drake London, Darnell Mooney. Ray McLeod's their number 3. When I look at both receiver rooms, I'm putting the Bucs ahead of that one. And then Bucs defense, I like a little bit better than the Falcons. And also, are you trusting Michael Penix Jr. to win the division?
Yeah, something weirdly.
That's fair.
I don't have a choice. I feel like.
Do you think Kirk Cousins gets traded before the season ends?
Yeah. He's gonna end up. Someone's gonna get an injury. Like there's gonna be an injury somewhere, and they'll take Kirk.
Or
like Cleveland.
Do you think Kirk Cousins starts a couple games this year for the Falcons at some point?
No, there's no shot. I don't think.
You think he's done?
I mean, if Penix goes down.
What if Penix is like garbage? Like, do they just say
then maybe? But I don't think he's going to be that garbage. We saw him be
Well, their QB3 is on the IR, Amori Jones. So I'm taking the Bucs, but I see your Falcons in vision. Before we get to our playoff seeding, you want to do our awards?
That's it.
Okay, I'll start with you. I guess, do you want to do our Rookie of the Years first, and then we'll do Player of the Years and MVPs?
Yeah. My Offensive Rookie of the Year, I got Tyler Warren, Indianapolis, or Cam Ward. I'm really torn, but I think I want to give it to Tyler Warren.
Okay, and then who's your Defensive Rookie?
Oh, Abdul Carter.
Okay.
He's a lock. That's free coin.
I have on the defensive side of the ball, I'll start with that one. Abdul Carter from the Giants. I think that's pretty simple. One of the top picks in the draft. I think I literally said before the draft, I think we were both kind of saying he's going to be the best player in this draft class. Yeah. Abdul Carter seems like he's going to be a long time NFL player. He gives me Aaron Donald vibes. Like he's going to be a guy that's going to be, that might be some high praise, but he's giving me vibes. He comes from this Pennsylvania college, Pitt, Penn State, whatever. But it's like this guy could be a Hall of Famer by the end of it and win a Super Bowl, go out up high. I'm curious, man. Abdul Carter.
Super Bowl and Giants are not in the same sentence.
Not with the Giants, but like, you know what I mean. Hey, you said the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl this year. Okay, but my Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be different. I was thinking Tyler Warren, Cam Ward, but I wanted to go with a running back. Now, this running back's not Ashton Genty. I'm going with Hampton from the Chargers.
Okay.
Amarian Hampton, I know the Broncos really wanted him. I know there were Steelers rumors with him. He went in that little bunch. He goes to the Chargers, and you saw how Jim Harbaugh liked to run the ball with Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and all those guys. I think Hampton's a great fit for the Chargers. I think they're going to be using him a lot. Genty was another pick I was thinking about, but I'm worried about him in that O-line, like you said. And like I was thinking about it, I'm not taking his college play into perspective, but I look at how he played against Penn State compared to what he played against Boise State. Yeah. And it was like, now I'm not even thinking about his preseason, but I'm just thinking about that college football playoff game. And it's like, I'm wondering how he's going to adjust to the NFL based off the type of play he faced against Penn State compared to like the Mountain West. It's like the Caleb Williams effect. The same exact thing. When he was in the Pac-12, that's why you weren't high on him. They didn't play many good teams. Genty, I want to believe in too. I think he will be good, but I'm going Hampton. I don't think a lot of people are taking him. I'm going to ride with Hampton. I guess I'll start with my Defensive Player of the Year, and then you can do yours, and we'll do our offensive guys. My Depoy, I have a guy finally breaking through and winning his first. I hype him up all the time. I'm going with Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders. Crosby gets his contract. He basically started it all in the offseason. Then Garrett was after, then TJ Watt, Micah Parsons. Those are definitely the four guys you think about when you think these edge rushers in the league today. I think Max Crosby breaks free and wins it. I don't know what it is. I think they're gonna be an average team. I don't think they're gonna be complete garbage. They could be a 6 or 7 win team. They're gonna be in like the lower, they're gonna be in the lower end wild card hunt, but they're not gonna make it. They're gonna be in the hunt graphic all year as a losing record team. I'm going Max Crosby. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna take him.
Yeah, I like that. I thought about it. I'm gonna go TJ Watt.
I like that pick. You got him winning a second. Could be his fourth.
Should be his fourth, yeah.
Okay. Any reasoning or just because it's TJ Watt?
It's just TJ, man.
That's fair.
I really like TJ Watt.
Okay, who's your offensive player of the year?
CeeDee Lamb.
Ooh. So you got a different one. I got a different one too. So we're both going to have first-time winners. CeeDee Lamb, I wasn't expecting. You might not be expecting this one. I have a big year for the Detroit Lions. I got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow.
So I'm sticking with a running back. Saquon won it last year out of the NFC. I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to have a huge year. He's up top in the betting lines for a lot of people as well. I think he was like top 5 when I was looking at my picks. I'm taking Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know what it is. I think he just stands out a little bit. I think he's going to have a big year this season. I think it's officially year 3 of Jahmyr Gibbs, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see him take another step forward. MVP picks. This is a big one. My MVP, I hate to say this, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. I hate to say it as a Steeler fan. I'm taking Lamar. He could have won it last year. Josh Allen won it. I was also thinking Joe Burrow, like I talked earlier. I was about to change it, thinking about Joe Burrow. I just think this Ravens team is also, I was hyping them up too. I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to steamroll a lot of the AFC, especially in the season. And a lot of people say that's where the MVPs are won, regular season especially. But if you could argue that could be the Joe Burrow. He could have won MVP. But I'm going to go with Lamar. I think he's going to make plays happen. I hate to say it as a Steeler fan, but I have to respect what he's done. So,
yeah, I think I like that. And it's tough for me not to go that direction. Man, I think Josh Allen's got it again.
Ooh.
I think Josh Allen's got it again. He was my pick last year. He did it finally. Yeah, I like Josh Allen to do it this year. I really do.
Is Lamar number 2 again?
It's going to be a debate again. It's going to be so close, and they're going to give it. If it's close, they give it to Lamar, I think.
What about Joe Burrow? Is he in that?
No, he's just not going to win enough games.
That's fair. Like, my thing is with the MVP, I don't care about record, really. I care about stats, too, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, if you have 40 touchdowns and 2 picks and your defense is losing you all these games, I'm picking the guy with the good stats.
Sure.
But I like the Lamar. I like the Josh Allen pick. So as we close this, let's give our 1 through 7s of each league, AFC, NFC. Which one do we want to start with first?
Your call.
Let's do the NFC first. I'll give my 1 through 7 and then my brief NFC champion, and then we'll do Super Bowl at the end. My 1 through 7 goes like this. I have the Eagles finishing at 1. They'll be the 1 seed this year. Lions 2, Bucks 3, Rams 4 as your division champs. Then Packers 5, Commanders 6, 49ers get back in the playoffs at 7.
I got Cowboys 1 seed.
Okay.
I got the Packers at the 2 seed. I have the Lions at the 3 seed. Is that possible?
Well, no, you have to have the 4 division winners.
Yeah, okay, then right. I got then Falcons. Actually, no, then I have Niners, Falcons, then Lions, Eagles.
Then who's your 7? You're missing 1.
Commanders.
Okay, then my NFC champion. Actually, let's do our AFC first, then we'll get our Super Bowl pick. You want to start the AFC?
Yeah, I got the Chiefs as the 1 seed. Bills 2 seed. Yeah, Bills 2 seed, Ravens 3 seed. I got the Texans as the 4 seed.
Yes, that would be the 4.
Broncos 5th seed. Dolphins 6th seed. Steelers 7th seed.
We almost had the same one towards the wild cards. You're gonna. I have the Ravens 1. Man, I think this is gonna be a big year for Lamar.
Wow.
I hate to say it. Chiefs 2, Bills 3, Texans 4, Broncos I have at 5. I have the Steelers at 6, and the Bengals get back in at 7. I think if their defense isn't good enough, the offense is going to carry them far enough. I think the Broncos are, like I said, they're a dark horse to make it far into the playoffs, possibly give some teams an issue, maybe upset a team in the wild card round. Like in this matchup, they would be facing the Texans. They can beat the Houston Texans. Then you would play the Bills or Chiefs. Or the Ravens based off the other games. I'll give my Super Bowl, and then you can give yours after. I know you already picked the Cowboys to win. But I keep hyping up the Ravens. I keep hyping up the Lions and Eagles. Whenever I look at this, my AFC championship is going to be Bills-Ravens. I'm going to take the Bills over Baltimore. That's where Josh Allen's going to beat Lamar again in the playoffs. Lamar's going to have this playoff run, win the MVP. It's going to be announced, and then he's going to lose the AFC championship. So Bills go to the Super Bowl. I don't know how confident I feel in that. The NFC, I have a showdown of the juggernauts. I'm going to take Eagles-Lions. I think this is the year we finally get Bills-Lions. And it's really hyped up for a lot of people. It's going to be like that little Rust Belt Bowl. A lot of people want that gritty Detroit, Buffalo, America's game, Super Bowl type of thing. I think the Lions edge out the Eagles there. I also think the Packers or Bucks could also be a dark horse pick for the NFC Championship at least. I like that Bucks roster, especially the offense, if it all clicks, if they're all healthy. If they're not healthy, they're not going to make it that far. Super Bowl, though. Bills, Lions. It's like, can Josh Allen finally win the big one? He's come up short a lot. Or will the Lions, year, I guess, 2 or 3 of actually being a very decent team, finally get them something that they haven't been able to ever win? I feel bad not picking one of these teams, but it's like, I am going to go with the team that I think has the best receiver room out of the two. I'm going with Detroit. I think that's going to be the difference maker. I think they have Jahmyr Gibbs being my Opoi. I like Amon-Ra. The Bills, they could hypothetically go out and add a wide receiver and change my prediction here. If they do that, maybe it does. I also like the Lions defense just a tad more. I think it would be a great game. I'm going to take Lions over Bills. I don't know how confident I am in that, but I'm taking the Lions.
All right, in the AFC, I have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Coming out of that game, the Baltimore Ravens, sadly. I have the Baltimore Ravens going to the Super Bowl this year. It sucks, man. They don't like it. It makes me sad, but it's going to happen. I think they're bound to, man. And then on the NFC side, you already know the Dallas Cowboys are going to be there. And I think I like your Lions pick, man. I think the Lions are going to be there, but I can just see in this game, man, it's at Jerry World, and the Lions just go for it when they shouldn't. And the Cowboys punish them.
Reminiscent of the Niners game.
People are going to, yep, exactly. Literally, it's going to happen. And then the Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens, and they're going to win. They're going to win the football game.
I'll ask you this. In yours, you have the Steelers as the 7 seed, right?
Yes.
I presume you don't have them winning a playoff game.
No.
I have them against the Bills then in mine. They don't win a playoff game.
Nope.
We can talk about that on the first down. But yeah.
Sure.
There it is. That's our picks.
Prediction show done.
Love doing the prediction show.
Yeah. All right. Well, good episode today, Nate.
Football's back.
Predictions. Mine are I'm not gonna miss a single prediction, so that's awesome. Like I did last year, I was perfect.
Honestly. Very quick before we go, Ohio State or Texas tomorrow?
Ohio State.
It's in Columbus. I'm probably gonna go Ohio State. I know they have a young quarterback starting, but
shout out Lee Corso, last ever.
Yeah, he's gonna pick the Buckeyes as his final.
Yeah, this is the first team he ever picked.
If he turns heel and picks the Longhorn guy, that'd be hilarious, though.
Yeah, that would be fire.
He's gonna go with Brutus. But yeah.
No, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good episode today, and we'll see you guys next time.
See y'all later.
Feel free to also subscribe to, or not subscribe to the same channel. Tune into the first down for Steelers content. But
heck yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.